Don't think that tie-dyeing is just a summer thing. Now, this was dubbed the #1 craft of COVID. This crafty fashion game is still going strong, and we'll tell you, it's getting more sophisticated. You'll definitely want a piece of tie-dyed clothing in your fall wardrobe, and may we suggest, don't buy it, just make it. The options are endless and the options are easy. Studio 5 creative contributor Liz Welker has been writing a book on modern tie-dye. Like, some of us read the book, you write the book.
I am just that in love with the process. I want to put it on paper, get it in your hands, whatever I can do.
What's so funny is this did come on fast and strong, but it's not the camp craft that we knew.
Certainly not. No, it's not your hippie costume. It's not the reds and bright colors and twisty swirls. We like to do modern tie-dye, bring the trends into something you'd actually wear every day.
So what's new for fall? How are you seeing that evolve into this next phase?
So there's no sign that it's gonna slow down. So I would say the colors you're using, of course, like your color palette, like more rich colors. And then like just the different processes you do. Maybe you don't do big swirls of bright colors, but you mute them a little bit, or you do more organic kind of designs. There's so many ways to bind so you can get different effects.
Do you think there's a control factor here? Like, I'm trying to consider why it's hung on so long. First of all, once you invest in the supplies, it's kind of fun to play. Like, you have all the stuff. You've got the RIT dye, you've got the wash bin, you've got the gloves. But I also think women kind of want to control it when it doesn't come out. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, I feel insane because all I wear is tie-dye now because I'll mess up one, but I still feel like I have to wear it. And I feel crazy because now it's like all I wear because I keep trying different things.
You talk about the binding. We want to get it just right. Is this one of those projects you kind of have to let go? Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So the funnest thing is just trying different techniques, however they turn out, embracing what you get.
All right, let's jump in. You've got about 4 different techniques to teach us through this beautiful example, this colorful rainbow display. This one, you say, pull out the bleach.
Pull out the bleach. So everybody has a cotton sweatshirt at home that's sitting around that needs new, fresh life. 100% cotton is the queen of tie-dye. It will take beautifully. What I like to say though for beginners, stick with something that's at least a 50% natural fiber, so then you'll get a really decent result.
You did write the book. Look
I
at
truly
you.
did. I want you to succeed. So stick with 50%, 100%, you're gonna get amazing results. So that yellow sweatshirt was just bound in kind of a shibori, which is where you press it against like 2 pieces of cardboard and then bind it, and soaked in bleach. And those are the colors that comes from it.
It was originally a mustard, but you told me even a darker mustard than we see here, it kind of works out in the wash.
Something about the bleach lightens everything a little bit, but you still get rich colors, and then you get that resist of the bleach in there. It's
and I'm gonna say, I've shopped this a little bit too at the Target and beyond.
Oh yes.
The bleach effect is one that I think is better DIY.
I agree.
Like, the retailers haven't been able to quite replicate the richness of this for some reason.
Well, because you can't predict what it's gonna do. So cool.
All right, what's the second technique?
So I like to water down my tie-dye so that I get more of a pastel. So these like sunset cotton candy colors are really, really popular, but you can't get it by just squirting the dye on as is. You gotta water it down. So what I do is add a little water, test it on a paper towel. If I don't like the color, add a little more until it fades a little bit, keeping in mind that once you wash it, it'll fade even more. Once it's dry, it'll fade even more. But watering down your dye a little bit is a secret you can use so that you don't have red and orange, you get like a nice peach or a light
so you just add water to the RIT dye.
A little more water than the instructions say.
You know, I poked at you for like just getting all sciencey on the cotton and the blend, but it's true. My sisters and I got together before a Newport Beach trip earlier this summer. We tried to do a sweat set. But the top and the bottom wasn't the same thickness.
Is that funny?
And we ended up getting this muted on the bottoms because they were more thin. Does the heaviness of the fabric make a difference in the color you get?
100%. And sometimes, like, if there's a little bit of polyester in it, you're going to get something completely different.
I think that was it.
So just pay attention to your tags and just like be okay with what comes out because you just can't predict.
Back to the embrace it. Just
embrace it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it.
All right, one step up for fall. We're now seeing women take this beyond just their regular closets and into their athleisure.
This one makes me laugh because Sam was wearing, my sister was wearing these leggings while we were making dyeing, and she splattered on them. So then she pulled them off and we just went for it. And it's this thing I'm talking about, like, who could predict that you'd get that blue and those lighter teals around just from bleach? bleach. Like you can't get this with a mixture of dyes. It's really cool.
What's the trick then with the Lycra or the spandex, the stretchy fabric?
Stick with the same thing. You want at least a 50%. You can go down to 35% sometimes of a natural fiber. The rest can be synthetic. But the higher the natural fiber, the more results you'll get.
What's funny is you will pay like $100 for tie-dyed workout pants right now.
Will.
So I don't know, just splash some dye, splash some bleach on those babies.
Yes.
All right, what happened here with the pink number?
I love this. So this is ice dye. So what you do is you'll put a pile of ice on top and then powder dye. And then as the ice melts, the powder mixes in the water of the ice, and it makes more of it. Like you wouldn't even call that tie-dye. Like it looks so organic.
Artistic.
So it does, and you can't predict. So this skirt was completely white.
I was going to ask what was the original
white.
color.
So it lightened in some places for some reason, darkened in some places, but the splotchiness is something you can't replicate. So ice dyeing, we have this on our blog, prettylifegirls.com, a method for ice dye. And like, look at, I mean, it's amazing. You can't replicate it any other way.
It's kind of a watercolor effect.
It's
really pretty and soft. Now you talked about how we're avoiding the neons.
Yeah.
And the wild and crazy.
I had to do it because look, it's amazing.
It's pretty cute. Tell us how you did this.
Cool. So these sets have been the rage, having a top and bottom set like you said. This is two different methods. What you do first, 100% cotton sweatsuit. Bleach it first. Squirt it with a squirt bottle.
Oh, what color was it to start with?
Black.
Black, okay.
Squeeze it with a squirt bottle. Let it completely set until it lightens. Wash and dry it.
Okay.
Then take your tie-dye and go in and fill in those spots.
Like you're coloring the bleach marks.
Exactly. And then let that set and then wash it and you'll get this. And you can, of course, play with different colors, more muted, whatever colors you like. But for this effect, we wanted to show what you can really do when you first reverse dye and then add the color back in.
Look at you, now you're layering techniques.
Layer technique.
I mean, it just keeps getting better. I looked at that and the first thing I wanted to say was rad, but I would have been a cliche.
That really, that's
really
the word.
Is rad. It's
that
quite
is the
rad.
word.
All right, and that's pink and yellow and blue and green.
Yeah, well, actually no green, just the blending of the yellow and blue.
Oh, is that what happens?
That's what happens.
Back to preschool we go. All right, we've talked about the book. You did write the handbook, taking us through all these techniques and showing us the project possibilities. How can we get our paws on that?
Yes, so we wrote a tie-dye ebook. It's on our website, prettylifegirls.com, or find us on Instagram at prettylifegirls, and people can use the code tie-dye at checkout to get $5 off the guide.
Hey, there it is, tie-dye. Grab one, have a girlfriend get one, come together and make these projects to our heart's content. Really cool, Liz. Fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, come